Hey everybody, this is Glidercat, and it's time to play. We're back in Incremental Factory. Let's get back to it. This is episode 4. I am recording this right after episode 1 posted, and there's been a lot of comments on episode 1, a lot of helpful comments, particularly about the energy. So I did not realize that the electricity might be, or the energy might be just global. But several of you picked up on that. I missed it. Let's go after that this episode and set up like a power plant and see how it does. See how that does. Before we do that, though, I want to jump into the tech tree. We were looking at this last episode, and this might tie into building a big energy factory for all of our stuff. We've got 2250, what I think is red science, 1270 green science. Let's unlock these few buildings here. This one, this large parcel, 64 buildings, 2 connections. If we build a huge power plant in this type of parcel, we don't even need connections in theory. So 64 buildings, again, in theory, should allow us to have a pretty huge power plant. Let's try it. Let's research this. Boom. I have tons of research points. Production challenges. Oh yeah, we saw that last episode. Another thing for challenges. Then we're getting into the blue science, which we need to get on to. Parcel limit. I'm going to take the reduced energy consumption. Node parcel, 1 building, 8 connections. Let's do this one too and just get it off the list. And upgrade parcel limit to 16. I'm going to take that as well. Then why not do the last one here? Production challenges. That's the last one we can research before we have the blue science going. We might as well do it. Boom. We got tons of stuff researched there. What I want to try is let's see if we can build a power plant and see what that does. We can strip out a bunch of our coal miners and coal power plants from the other ones if this works the way I think it's going to. So let's put down a large node. Put it up top here. Let's see what we can do. Guess I should have figured this out. You guys figured it out right away. Like once I drop down a building and it says the energy's at 107% and there's no coal miners or coal power plants, it's probably somewhat obvious that the energy is universal, but I missed it. So let's do this building as a huge power plant. We'll watch the energy climb up, and then we'll cancel out the other power plants and coal miners in our other parcels. So what is this? 2-to-1, right? 2 coal miner gets us 1 coal, and this guy is going to burn half. So it's 2 power plants for every mine, right? Get our energy levels going up. Think there's any disadvantage here just to maxing this out. Don't laugh at my goofy technique here. Let's see, we've got 24, no, 19 more to do. Keep doing it like this. Boom. That's about it. Coal should be steady. Power's at 282. I don't think we need necessarily to hook this up to anything. If we wanted to, could mine stone and send it along somewhere. I don't think we need to. It's just because we do have 2 connections to this building that we're not really using. Coal ash. We'll have to see what coal ash is used for. I'm still kind of confused about that one. Okay, back to the map. Oh, let's name this thing coal power plant. Back to the map. Go to HQ first. I'm curious. Do we have coal here? We do. Let's just get rid of these. Yeah, we have plenty of power. Back to the map. I'm not going to do all of the factories, but I might do the bigger ones. Rid of all that. That frees up a ton of room. That frees up a ton of room in our Gen 1 chip building. Looks like silicon is the issue here, though. Map. We have 2 silicon factories. We kind of worked on this a little bit. We probably need to get rid of these basic factories for silicon and just really ramp this up. The big, huge factory. Silicon and copper cables, right? For the Gen 1 chips. Yeah, silicon and copper cables. Copper cables are doing fine. Got a bit of a surplus, although we're sitting right at equilibrium here at 1750, I think. Let's see. What do we want to go after this episode? We could spend a little time optimizing things and getting rid of these level 1 buildings and moving them into, something much, much bigger. Like Silicon Factory, we could use the same type of parcel that we just did for the coal power plant. Don't need many connections. Do we want to spend time doing that, or do we not want to spend time doing that? These guys could be ramped up just by getting rid of these coal power plants here and coal miners. Oh, you know what? We need coal for other things than just power. So I may have just made a mistake here. I've got buildings that do require coal. Yeah, see the coal's getting chewed down? That was a mistake. Iron smelters. We have 4 of those. So let's say a coal mine for the iron smelters. Who else needs coal? Copper smelter, probably. Let's do another coal miner for you. Gonna see who else burns coal. Kind of forget about that. Not just used for making power. Some of the factory buildings do need it. Coal is back on the uptick here, so we should be good. Let's see. I kind of need to work on Gen 2 chips. Let's do that. Work on that. Refinery. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're waiting on building materials, right? Build production. Did we get up to 8 miners? 7 oil wells. Let's go to 8 oil wells here. You guys kick out an oil barrel each, so we should be transferring 8 over to the refinery. This is backed up. We wanted the refinery. Well, each one can take 10 per cycle. 10 oil barrels per cycle. Oil refinery. And we wanted to export petroleum. What? Plastics plant? Let's work our way back from the blue science. Blue science wants the Gen 2 chips. Gen 2 chips, silicon dioxide, and plastics. Barrels for plastics. Just pausing because I'm wondering if we should switch over to the bigger buildings, like gut this and just move to bigger buildings. This only gets 2 connections. These guys only get 2 connections. The one we just did. We do have the advanced buildings. That only gets us 4 connections. But 48 buildings. Let's do... Man. I'm gonna do this. And 2 chips. Let's grab an advanced building and just start moving here. This is going to be our Gen 2 chips. chips. N2 chip plant. You need silicon dioxide, plastic, one of each. Make a Gen 2 chip. And I'm guessing we're going to need a bunch of Gen 2 chips. Takes 4 Gen 2 chips for every blue science. Plastics. Silicon dioxide. Where's the silicon dioxide coming from? Oxidation furnace? Sounds about right. Let's do plastics and let's ramp things up with bigger buildings. I think I might end up scrapping this. Yeah, let's get a bigger building, a refinery. But yeah, let's do large building. Let's make this our oil refinery. In here, I think I'm going to combine, since we have a ton of buildings, maybe we can combine the oil wells and the refiners into one building. We need 10 oil wells for every refinery, right? So let's do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, we're running out of chips. Running out of something. I think it's chips. Oil refineries. Also take Gen 1 chips. Let's go back to the map. Refinery, we're going to get rid of this whole node. Back to the map and see if I can just delete this. I don't know how we get rid of a node that we've already got placed. All this available. I'm going to rip out refinery. This guy over here, get rid of the link. It's down here. Yeah, I can get one refinery going. Another oil well. It'll be interesting to see how much this is actually going to store. That's our petroleum barrels coming out. Next, we could actually do the plastic here too. One petroleum barrel. We do need coal. That gets us 3 plastics. Petroleum barrel. Coal. Up plastics. Let's do another factory for this. And we can do a large one. Production is kind of on hold. There's our oil refinery. This is going to be kind of the next step. We're going to export petroleum from here. That into here. You are going to take that petroleum, make plastic. Just wondering if we don't really need 64 building slots for this. Do it. Plastics plant. I need for that 200 Gen 1 chips. Just to build this stuff out, we might find that we need to upgrade our chip production and actually go through and overhaul this. We know silicon's an issue. Well, silicon's doing okay now. Silicon. Cables. Aluminum. Aluminum is our issue all of a sudden. Did I starve out aluminum somewhere? We're doing aluminum in this same factory, right? Yeah, we moved it into here. How much room do I have? 48 buildings. This is a 5-to-1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And add an aluminum smelter. Yeah, silicon improved. That is still climbing. Copper cables are maxed out. M1 chips obviously are not maxed out. We still have room for more buildings. These guys are maxed. Let's do even more aluminum. Power is not an issue. So one more of you, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of you. Oh, coal. Coal starved out? It is. We do need coal. There goes the aluminum. Bauxite miners don't need coal. Smelters do, and they need one for each. They need at least 5 coal mines. Who else? Gen 1 chips don't need coal. I think that's it. Got 8 more slots. Silicon is now declining. Let's see, we have 8 more slots. Let's do one more smelter. Oh, I'm out of construction materials. I wanted to get 5 more bauxite miners. Oh man, we need to scale everything up. Keep running out of building materials. I don't want to keep stacking up things that are half done though. Yep. Factory. Brick factories. Obviously all be super duper scaled up. See what HQ looks like. The gears are at 0. They're being chewed up pretty fast. We have gears in the other storages though. In our construction hub buildings. Bricks are at 789. Bills at 185. All that needs to be scaled up. Gen 1 chips need to be scaled up. That's kind of what we're working on now. Another bauxite miner. Be the steel that we're waiting on. Silicon production just kind of is now inefficient. We have 4. It's like a short blanket. But we'll scale up. We're going to have to take some time and scale some of this stuff up. There's another bauxite miner. We know we're going to need 1 more coal miner. We've got 1-to-1 coal miners to our aluminum smelters. I just need 1 more bauxite miner, and then we're done with this factory. We can either go look to upscale steel or upscale the silicon. 1 more. I think we're waiting on steel for this. I can see how much we have. We're at 106, 108, 109. We need to get that to 150. Aluminum's starting to climb. That means silicon's kind of the thing we're starved out on a little bit. There we go, 150. Let's do this last bauxite miner, and I think we're done with this factory for a while. Energy's holding up. We can always build another power plant building. Okay, what's next? We should be getting more Gen 1 chips. Are those accumulating at headquarters or not? Gen 1 chips, yeah, they are. Let's get back to what we were originally working on. It was, I think, going to be plastic production. Let's call this plastics. Plastic factory. For importing petroleum, we want to produce plastic. Where are you? In my way. Plastics plant. Flame barrels, and we need coal. I'm still waiting on steel. Look, 500 steel for this. And gears we know are weak. Let's go after steel. Got 2 basic steel mills here. We can keep those, I guess, in operation. But let's put another monster down. Large will do. Get rid of that connection if I can. Wink. Go into here. Let's just see what our formula is. This doesn't need a coal power plant. That. Iron miner, steel mill. Let's do it from scratch in here. This is going to become mill 3, we'll call it. Need 2 iron miners per smelter. Boink, boink, boink. We need a coal miner for every 5 iron smelters. Steel. Where are you? Steel? Really right in front of my face. Here we go. Still needs 5 iron plates. Our smelter is putting out 1 iron plate. Let's scale this up to at least 5. 5. That means you got to go up to 10. And 1 coal miner should still do it. Get our steel factory. Where are you? Boom. Bricks. 400 bricks for each steel. And let's double this up. So this will go to 20. That'll go to 2. This will go to 10. That'll go to 2. Producing steel. Let's mark steel for export. Energy looks fine. I can just go into headquarters. We get a bunch of storage in there. We're already at 8 per second. Oh, that's because we have a surplus in here. Yeah, that should drain out. Steel mill, that's going to get us 2, ideally 2 per second. Go another, and there, another 5 here, more there, and 1 more here. And do that same thing again, I think, right? 10, 15. Ooh, we don't have that much. We could do or do 2 more of those. 1 smelter. We're going to need coal miner, and the steel mill is going to be underutilized. Do the same thing. 2 more, 1 more. Coal's fine. Steel mill should be fine. We have 4 more buildings. 1. 62 out of 64. Iron ore is holding steady. Coal is perfectly balanced. And power looks good still. That should greatly improve our steel situation as far as building materials go. Yeah, we've got 1,462. All right, back to what we were working on. 6 factory. So we want the plastic plant. This guy's going to consume 1 petroleum barrel per second. This building has how many slots? 2. Bring in. Wondering how much oil I can actually get into here. Ramp this guy up if we've got the building materials to do it. It's 10-1, right? 10 oil wells. We'll be able to get all of these. We got 3. Gears and steel. See what the holdup is. I'm guessing it's gears now. We know this. Oh, this guy's actually starting to accumulate some gears. I'm kind of surprised. Gears factory. 2 of these. They're doing what they can. We don't need this coal power plant. Should we set up a big, huge gear factory using our bigger buildings, right? Our large buildings? Seems like we could. Since this is a building material, we don't even need to pump it into HQ if we don't want to. Yeah, I'm thinking we can move away from these basic factories. I was kind of playing a little miserly, trying to save our bigger buildings, but now I'm thinking we're having to wait so much on building materials. Might want to just convert all these over. Gears would be the next logical one to do. These existing factories can probably stay the way they are. Let's mark gears for export. Whoops, whoops. Gears in there. Do the same thing here. Port. Get another advanced factory or large factory. Boom. This is going to be a gear factory, 3rd one. Gears, let's do it. Gear press takes iron plates. Or gear press. There's an iron smelter for iron plates. This guy needs 2 iron miners. The smelter also needs a coal supply. We can mark gears for export. Also make this a production. Oops. This a construction hub. Boom. And we'll probably export these gears into headquarters, but if we ever need to sever that connection, having this as a construction hub means that at least the gears that we have stored in this factory will be available for building everywhere. We got, what, 58 more buildings we can do? Do some, multiply these by 10, right? If I do 10 gear presses, they're a 1-to-1 with our iron plates. Let's make this 10. We'll just multiply by 10 here. Same thing with the iron miner. And this guy, the coal, we only need to do times 5, right? Or no, not even that. Each coal miner can supply 5 smelters. So 1 more coal miner. Here, production going up really fast. What's the holdup? Smelters, iron miners. Whoops. Double that. Let's do 5 more of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of these. 10 of these. We need 5 more of these. That should be just about perfect, right? Coal's holding steady. Coal's just a hair negative. I don't think I can do much about that. Coal, it should be plenty. Anybody else using coal? No. That should be good for gears, actually. We've got here. Let's hook up the export line and then see where we're at with building materials. See if we can get back to the main stuff we've been trying to work on. I'm going to send those gears in here, and I'm going to send these into storage just because we have extra connections right now. All right. Factory. Barrels and coal. We need a coal miner here for every 2 plastics factories. I'll add another one in. To kick off plastics production, let's look up the chain. Refinery. Wanted to get this up to 20. I'm going to do my refinery and see if we can't get this. We want to get 15 oil. We're going to get that up to 20 oil wells. He needs coal in here. Do you guys need coal? Input is just oil barrels. Input here is nothing. Waiting on gears or Gen 1 chips. See how things look. Bricks are fine. Steel is good. Gears, we just improved. That should be climbing a whole heck of a lot faster now. Energy looks great. We'll set up another power plant. Probably soon. It's working on the refinery here. Want at least 3 more. We probably want to keep scaling this thing up. I guess while we're waiting for building materials, we can try to keep working down the production chain here. Full steady. We're starting to produce plastics. Need to export plastics. Those are going to need to go to our new chip factory, right? Gen 2 chips. We'll line that up a little bit. Okay, and what else do you need? You need silicon dioxide. That's the other ingredient, and that's oil. What is it? Oxygen, silicon. Oxygen and silicon. So how about a big new silicon factory? Take a look at one of our existing ones to see what's involved. Need these coal power plants. And I guess it doesn't hurt to leave them in there. And silicon is quartz. Oh, stone miners, quartz. Do it. We'll go large again. This one needs to be Silicon Factory. We'll call this one Silicon Factory 3. Need stone miners. Or let's see, let's work back from where silicon is actually produced. Here's silicon furnace. You need 1 quartz. Going to kick out 1 quartz. For each one of these, we need 3 stone. Stone has no input. Quartz is just stone, and Silicon Factory needs coal for every 4. One coal miner for every 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. And this needs to be 12. Right. We can triple this to make this 36, I guess. Non-building materials, of course. Probably going to be bricks. These both need to get to 12. Let's see how bricks look. Yeah, bricks are low, but we produce them fairly fast. 12 of each of these. Silicon furnace takes 250 bricks per. Same thing with the quartz refineries. Oh, man. We're going to export the silicon out of here. Just waiting for bricks. Energy's starting to get low. We're going to need another power plant. Suppose if we had extra buildings, like if we had extra room, we could be just throwing a coal miner and a coal power plant in, as we had room in some of our factories, just to add to the power without having to spin up more power plants. Or we can make a bunch of little power plants out of the basic parcels that we have. I'm going to try and get away from those. Okay, we're working on the silicon factory. Let's look at the map. We've got this available guy here. About doing what I just said. I need 2, 1. Might as well, right? Might as well have this thing do something. This is now solar power mini plant 1. Well, gets us a little bit of extra power. We can put this up near these guys. Silicon, let's get the connection mapped on this guy. We're trying to get these to 12 each. We need 500 more more bricks, is it? The map. It's going to go into our Gen 2 chip factory. What comes after that? Oh no, you need silicon dioxide. So that silicon's got to go into an oxidation furnace. Oh man. Could we do that? Could we do that? Could we do the oxygen? Where's that going to come from? Bioreactor gets us oxygen for free. Should we try and throw all of that into the silicon factory? So let's turn off the export. Silicon, if we look at the rate, that's 11. We're kicking out 11 silicon per second. Now it's going to be 12. I've got 1 building left. I may need to scale back if we want to do, we want to convert that silicon to the next phase or the next thing in the oxidation furnace. Probably can't do that. Silicon dioxide. We did a silicon dioxide factory. We imported silicon and produced our own oxygen. Try that. This guy needs to move back a bit. Do another large factory. This is going to be silicon dioxide. We know we're going to need bioreactors. Oh my gosh, look at. We need 2 oxygen for every silicon dioxide. We only get 0.1 oxygen out of this bioreactor. Oh man. Anybody else produce oxygen for us? I don't think so. So we need a whole bunch of these bioreactors. What is that? 20 for every oxygen furnace. Oh, and I'm sure these take building materials we're probably light on. 20 of these. 4, 5. But oh, no word. Steel 1,000, bricks 1,000. Might be time to scale up another building materials factory. Gears should be doing great. Let's take a look at that. That's one we've upscaled. Yeah, that's maxed out. This building is still storing. I'm curious how much this building can actually store. This size factory large. We probably need to do the same thing with bricks that we did for gears. Let's move these guys back. Upgraded steel already. Let's get another large building. Parcel. We can get rid of you, this little connection. You can now feed into here. This is going to be our new brick factory. Brick factory 3. This is bricks. We need 2 stone. Then a coal for every 5 kilns, right? That would be 5. And I think that's it, right? Yeah, we're doing bricks. We're going to export bricks. Send them into headquarters. Maybe temporarily. And let's see. I'd like to have this actually be a construction hub. So I'm going to add that. We get some extra storage that can be shared across all the factories. And I want to scale this guy up. What can we do? Yeah, let's take this up to 30. It's up to 15. Need 1 coal miner for every 3 kilns. And we need 2 stone miners for every kiln. I have 14 more buildings. Might be it. Got a little, should have a little bit of extra coal now. Is coal climbing? Barely. 38 stone miners, half as many kilns. Got almost 20 kilns, which means I need what is that? 4 coal miners. Got 2 extra building slots. I'm gonna do coal power plant and 1 more coal miner. Coal power plant is just to use up the extra building slots. That should speed up our brick production. Looks like we're already fully stocked here, apparently, on brick. go back to on here, silicon dioxide. We need tons of bioreactors, right? 20, we said. For every oxygen furnace. Boom. And the rest of our building materials on that. Then we need to import silicon, leave for the oxygen furnace. We have that connection? Not yet. We're going to export silicon. This guy. Then you are going to export silicon dioxide over to our Gen 2 chip plant. Hey, what? Let's leave this episode here. Man. Yeah, we're running into bottlenecks with our building materials. But this episode, we did put up a large gear factory and set it up as a construction hub. So those resources can be shared. We set up a new large brick factory and a new large steel mill. So hopefully we'll have more building materials. Gen 1 chips, I think we've tried to increase production on this. I think silicon may be the lagging indicator. The lagging factory. We may need to build another large silicon factory and put it in this chain, and that'll speed up our Gen 1 chips. Oh man, yeah, we're making progress. This guy, this little basic plant, we'll see. We can do whatever we want. Maybe make it a little power plant, or just put it in a chain here of silicon. We're transmitting 4 per second. Nice to get to 8 per second. Suppose we could take 2 basic factories and just amp up our silicon that way. But yeah, let's leave it there for now. This is Glidercat saying thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this series on Incremental Factory. We're working our way right now towards Gen 2 chips and the blue science. But that's kind of a long production chain, and it's taking a lot of building materials. But man, I am enjoying this game. Hope you are too. Want to thank Glidercat patrons and channel members for their support of the channel. Deeply appreciate that. And thanks to those of you who gave the suggestions. Man, I'm learning a lot just from your suggestions, particularly having a centralized power plant. Yeah, we'll pick it up next episode. I will see you then.